Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just want to take a short call on this bill and congratulate the member first of all for being a new member and pulling this out of the ballot. This with sort of tinny luck, but it has all the appearances, sir. Somebody who's listened to these in the House for a little while, of one of those bills that he was given when he came into the House as a new member and said, "Mr. Ducey, this is your bill," because the way that he delivered it without any passion, without any understanding really of what was going on. And I made contact with his office today because I said the Labor Party actually would like to support this, but we're not actually sure what it's all about. Could you send us something? So he sent through the Bills Digest, which exemplified to me, sir, that actually this hadn't been given a great deal of thought, and Mr. Ducey had stood up on an issue that is well and truly past, which was the Green Party that had been collecting signatures with paid volunteers or people who were being paid. And the National Party had put this up, and Mr. Ducey had the misfortune of picking this bill up and was given it to him by the whips. It was stuck in the ballot, and unfortunately it was pulled out. Because actually, when you look at this piece of legislation, it is an answer looking for a problem. There isn't actually a problem there. It is something which is trying to resolve something which nobody knows what the problem is, quite frankly, because when you look at the agencies and the various voluntary sector people who will be caught up in this, there's so many exceptions, it's very hard to find who will actually be caught up in this net and give us this so-called confidence that the last speaker talked about when we address our voluntary sector. And so that's not just my opinion, that's also the opinion of the Fundraising Institute of New Zealand, who said this about this bill. They said, our concern over this well-meaning but generally unhelpful bill is that it misunderstands the role and availability of volunteers and criticise our moves to professionalise charity fundraising, which provides better value for donations raised for charities. And that's the crux of the problem, sir. Those charities out there are trying to professionalise, and all this does is sails right across the middle of it without really understanding or without even talking to the various charities to say what is the real problem. So Labor, sir, will support this bill to the Select Committee, if only just to have people like the Fundraising Institute of New Zealand to come along here to the Select Committee and explain what we really need, as opposed to the manufactured problem and solution that Mr. Ducey has come up with in the House today. Thank you, sir.
Melissa Lee.